Good morning, Vigor Warriors. I'm going to do a second video here. I wanted to catch up a little bit on comments and I wanted to make a video on Dex made some nice comments. Thank you, Dex, about retention and the journey and how thankful he is and how great God is. And I totally agree. I think, Dex, you're just you're on top of everything, and you see the way the world really is. And I am so blessed and grateful that you took the time out to comment and to be part of the channel. But thank you all for going ahead and donating and subscribing, all those type of things. That's greatly appreciated. We are still June 15th, 2022. I did a couple today. I haven't been able to do things every day recently. A lot of busy stuff going on, and we're kind of in break time a little bit before summer classes start and things like that. So I'm kind of holding on, not doing a lot of consulting work either, and right now just kind of taking breaks, doing stuff around the house and things like that. So let's talk a little bit about Dex's comment. He made a comment talking about how great the journey is and how blessed we are to be, on the journey. And I totally agree. I think that you have to be thankful for the journey. Now, why is this? Let's look at this for a second. Let's kind of talk about this. We talk about this idea of the journey. We somehow came to this understanding. Let's think about this a little bit. And this is why I want you to kind of think about how you arrived at this point. So when we look at all these years, and I had 47 years, something like that, of just back and forth, not really understanding, finally coming to me at some point. And I really believe that God tells us in the right moment in time when things will happen. And I think that he allows us to see things for a reason. And I think he's showing us. So he was showing me lots of different scenarios, and I was having some tough times, difficult times, going through a lot of these things because I just knew something was wrong. I could not tell what it was. And like we said before, I mean, you go through the media, you go through all these type of things that are on television, internet, and what you see is people telling you stuff that, ends up destroying you more than helping you. And we've become brainwashed. I think it all started probably back in the 40s and 50s when television became popular. And all of a sudden, we believe what we see in the newspapers. We believe what we see. And it's probably way before that, actually, newspapers. If you're thinking about it, radio, newspapers, we tend to believe things that are broadcast because for some reason in the back of our mind, we think that's real. But just remember, guys, the Bible's first story, and I saw something with Jordan Peterson on this the other day, the Bible's first story is a lie. And the Bible is a set of books that talk about life and really is the most practical thing in the whole world because those stories don't change. People are people. And so the book starts with lies, a lie from Satan. And the thing is, really, when you look at this, you're really looking at the fact that even though you had all these beautiful things here in paradise, there are people who are evil. Now, I don't mean by evil necessarily they're evil to the core. I'm talking about evil in behaviors. They did not like things that were easy or things like that. And sometimes with human nature, what ends up happening is people get bored. There's some kind of dichotomy they have to be able to appreciate the good things. If they're always getting good things, some people have trouble dealing with that. They have trouble dealing with it because they don't struggle. There has to be a struggle. And this is where we get into a lot of the stories of the Bible, talking about people who struggle, whether it's Moses and the exiting the people from Pharaoh and Egypt, trying to get them over the river, and then all of a sudden, the river's opened, people walking through, and all of a sudden then it closes when Pharaoh's guards and people try to come after him. Whether it's that, whether it's Moses having trouble, whether it's Jonah in the whale, all these type of things indicate the fact that we have to have some level of struggle. And this is the thing about people. So, and the American people especially, like any kind of society, I think struggle because the trouble is that if things are good all the time, people take it for granted. People take it that it's always going to happen, so I can let up now and I don't have to continue working hard and doing these things. This is why people who are from affluent families struggle sometimes more than other people, because they have things. They don't have to work for things. They haven't felt the pain of trying to make it every month and things like that. So when we look at that, people tend to end up having problems. Now, they may not be financial problems necessarily, but they're all the kinds of problems. And some of the people will tell you they'll give up everything in the world, all the money, to be happy. But they're never happy because they never have experienced the struggle. And the struggle then comes from other areas in their life. And they don't realize that everything, the book of the Bible, everything starts off with a deception. At the beginning, the book of lies. The book of the lie at the beginning. When Genesis talks about Satan, Satan basically is lying. And so that's the foundation of the problem that we have. Then Adam and Eve had to deal with all of that, and they ended up making the poor decision, and God exiled them. And so what ended up happening is that person then those people had to survive and make a way, and then show God how loyal and faithful they were even after that fact. And this is why God can forgive us for sins if we repent, if we go ahead and try to do better. And so what I've tried to do with retention over the years is I've tried to find ways to make him make him believe that I am more worthy of his saving and those type of things. And so as time goes on, I'm trying the best I can to become the best person I can become for God. I mean, my body, everything is a temple to God. So to me, I'm trying to look at it that way. And I'm trying to kind of provide that sort of ideas when I present these videos. So we are thankful. God is great. God is wonderful. And I think the whole thing is that we have to realize that people will struggle. In many cases, people, I'm not going to say they look for the struggle, but they want to make sure that they've earned what they had. And maybe that's where it comes down to too, that you're earning what you have. And so you're thankful for the problems you have, thankful for God, and be thankful for the fact that you are on this journey and that God has put you on this journey. 99% of people in the world have no clue about retention. Now, years ago, it was different. You had a lot more people who had an idea about this. A lot more people were they were retaining their energy more. But what's happened is that over the years, because of the media, because of so-called science and doctors and all the people we talk about, they basically have kind of debunked people in their minds that no, it's okay, it's actually healthy to go ahead and lose energy all the time. Now don't listen to the old wives' tales and things like that. Well, the old wives' tales and those things about, going a little crazy and losing yourself because all you're doing is having sex or losing energy all the time. They've always been right. They've always been a thing. All you gotta do is look at the Bible and says that you should not be losing energy. There's several chapters and verses on those type of things. Do not lose it. You're unclean for at least 7 days if you release. Okay, but even a thought of that is a problem. It's almost like, once again, the birds flying on top of you. Just don't let them nest in your head. So, Dex, thank you so much, Dex, for the comment. I appreciate, Dex, your comments, and a shout out to you for this one. I hope you guys have a great day, but be thankful that A, we have problems that we're solving, right? We have to overcome. And B, be thankful to God that we're on this journey. Be thankful you're on a journey where you have struggles, because overcoming those struggles makes you stronger and makes you then appreciate more all the types of things that God is giving you as a benefit to all these things like retention and the journey. All right, once again, Dex, thank you so much for your comments. God bless you. Take care, guys, and battle on.